Yeah, hi.
So yeah, welcome everyone. Um, good evening, and thank you for taking the time to join us today. We truly appreciate you being here. So before we dive in, let me quickly introduce our panel for today. We have Mr. Sushil, who is our enterprise solution manager at Emerpro, who brings extensive experience in helping organizations navigate complex digital transformation journeys across the region. And we have Mr. Devinder, a solution expert at Newgen who works closely with enterprises to design connected and intelligent workflows. Very great to have both of you here, Mr. Sushi and Mr. Devinder. So let me start with something very simple but very real. Across industries, including banking, insurance, manufacturing, retail, healthcare, there is one element that differentiates between a digital organization and an intelligent organization, which is not your core system, not your CRM, and not even your analytics platform. It's workflows that's like because every decision, whether like it's onboarding a customer, approving a claim, releasing like a payment, or responding to a regulatory requirements somewhere depends on how efficient your workflows are. Now, here is the interesting part. Over the last decade, organizations have invested heavily in digitalization. Documents have moved from paper to digital. We've implemented like systems with automated workflows, and yet decisions are still getting delayed. Processes are still fragmented, and visibility is still limited. And if we look closely, the problem is not that we don't have a system. The problem is that these systems don't talk to each other in a meaningful and intelligent way. So, Sushi, let me bring you here, and based on your experience, please enlighten us more about like how intelligent document processing can help actually organizations, like modern businesses, like to improve their ROI, to move like better.
So, thank you, Asma, for that question. I think we'll delve more in details when we go through the presentation, what we have to show and what we have to speak on today's session. But yes, rightly pointed, all the informations are highly scattered across the organizations, right? And these informations are in a different format, be it in email, be it in engineering drawing, be it in invoices or different sort of informations which are available within the organization, and that can be utilized in a different purpose, right? That can be intelligence of the organization. But to have that intelligence to work for you, you need to have a defined way of managing that intelligence. So you cannot just leave them around and then expect it to work for you. Even with the for the rapid adoption of the AI, you need to have your data very sanitized and in a structured way so that you can utilize for the further usage of any AI use cases. So that's where the platform like content service platform, or you may call it document management system, comes into play and then helps you to have the structured information available at any given point of time, right? So I'll also share the screen and try to answer the questions more in details and explore how things are moving for different organizations and how we are helping for different organizations to adopt the content strategy, right? And especially focusing on the Newgen platform. So this webinar is in collaboration with Newgen and its Newgen One platform, right, which is helping different organizations to automate processes, also manage the content at the enterprise level, right? Not just particular department or one set of documents. We are talking about the entire journey of the content which is being generated within the organizations or being received from external organizations, right? So I'll just share the screens and try to get in more details, and we'll also be trying to figure out how to build your strategy around the content management, how it should process for the future usage, right? Let me just share one, give you a quick introduction before I go in details in terms of what we do. So we are a primary system integrator and a partner with Newgen software. We have got like 15 plus implementation across the geography. And these are all Newgen implementation that we have successfully achieved over a period of time. And we have a very long cordial relationship with Newgen, along with supporting our customers in the different vertical. You can see we are present in different industry and helping our customers to manage their content through the platform, NewgenONE platform. Right? And our approach has been very straightforward. We focus on discovering what is the need of the customer, need for the organization, and deliver them as per the timelines set, and meet them all the expectations. And post go live, we provide the support, standard support, which helps the organizations to monitor and get the support, local support at real time. So that is a quick intro of Emerpro, how we have been helping different organizations and what are the approaches that we have adopted over a period of time to be a successful and reliable partner for any organization. Right? So let me go in details in terms of, there has been a lot of jargons, right? It has come around the document management system. With the time, there has been a lot of new words introduced around the document management system, how it has evolved over a period of time, and there are different jargons that is being used by different vendors or different stakeholders to manage or inform about the document management system. So it all eventually started with the platform that could manage the document, primarily document, which will help to scan the documents and store the documents. So when the different organizations when were adopting the digital workplace, so they were also looking for a solution which could help them to manage the content, right? Most of these contents are or the documents were available or coming to the organization at the physical format. So now the companies has become digital, but they were not able to get the solution which could help them to manage those physical documents. So there is no process without a document, right? So have a successful seamless processes, you need to have a content along with it, and document is the primary source of it. So it's a basically lifeline of any organization, right? So that's where the need for a document management came in the market, where the organization could scan the documents, store them, and use the future reference, right? So, and then over a period of time, so it has gone beyond that. So the organization have realized the more adaptations of the digital workplace require a high uh, platform which will handle uh, the complex content across the organizations, because when you are working on a digital space, you are not only working on content, the documents, you are also working on different set of contents, right? It could be audio video, it could be complex engineering drawing files, it could be an email. So these are all the informations which are lying across the organizations, and most of the time it is very unstructured. So you needed a platform where it could handle different sort of content, right, across the organization. So that's where the enterprise content management platform was introduced, or the new term for the document management system has evolved over a period of time, so that a platform that could handle not just documents but the content across the organizations which is being generated, and helping the organizations to help manage the different the complex content that is coming around the organization. So again, there is new term that has been introduced again by the Gartner, right? That is content service platform. So when we are talking about the content service platform, we are not just talking about managing the content. We are talking about helping the organizations to manage the content, and also it integrates with all the applications within the organization, because a organization would be using different sort of applications, right? Be it CRM, ERP, or any other portal, or complex enterprise application, which requires a constant support or a constant informations available, and these informations are stored should be stored in a centralized repository that can be accessed at any given point of time. So that's where the Gartner realized that it's not be limited to just enterprise content management. It should be an extensive of that. That means it should integrate well with the ecosystem of the organization. It should integrate with the different applications where the users don't have to realize where the contents are being stored. They can eventually search, retrieve, add documents or content on the platform and see or view those informations within the native application that is on the third-party application, right? So integration came, and it has eventually helped many organizations to automate the content processes. So there are also adjacent terms that has been highly used at the industry, right? There are different terms. So I also would like to highlight that many of the times our customers or the different stakeholders are confused. What what are the terms that is being used, and it becomes very complex to understand certain point of time. So we are trying to demystify that. There are adjacent solutions like digital asset management is also a solution which is built around different use cases to manage the digital asset, right? Digital assets are basically the informations which are available within the organization at the digital format. We are managing those informations. So eventually it is also doing a one sort of work which a content service platform would do. Again, contract lifecycle, it's a use case based solution which is helping different organization, which is again built on the platforms like the CSP platforms, and and also the IDP solution, the intelligent document processing, which has blended very well with the content service platform for the extraction of information from the different invoices or different documents. And also when we talk about the process automation, it cannot be on silos. It has to, so content has to work along with the processes, right? So then it becomes a successful implementations or transformation for any organization. So these are all adjacent solutions which are related to the content service platform, and then this can be used or have a different use cases which can be implemented across the organization to solve many problem statements, right? Let's also dive in, like when you are building the content strategy. So it's not about just the going understanding the jargons. We also need to understand how to build a real-time content strategy which will help you to eventually scale up with the growing pace of your organization. So you need to realize that how the documents are managed right now, right? And there could be in different formats. It could be in office files, construction drawings, list. So there are different informations or the content document types that is being generated. So how do you plan to manage that, right? Or how do you manage right now? So you need to have a clear understanding of that. And also every organization is a growing organization, right? So with the growth, they also expect the volume to increase. The level of contents, the documents are also increasing. So you need to realize that you need to have a very scalable platform which can help and meet the future need, not just today's need, but also the future need. And when you need to ensure that what sort of informations are critical for your business users, right? To have them access at any given point of time, right? For different departments, their priorities would be different, and which department has the need for the hour, right? Which department really need the solution right now. So you need to identify, you need to interact with your business users, and based on that, you need to plan your strategies around it, right? And the last part is, we most of the time it is ignored, right? Because multiple of the reasons, but the compliance plays a significant role. We have seen many of the organizations being fined or banned because they are not meeting the compliance requirement. So those cases has to be factored when you are building the content strategy. We'll also understand how the content strategy has to be developed, and what are the features or what are the critical areas that any organizations need to look for it if they want to have a strong content strategy to be built around. So we are not just talking about managing or storing the documents. We are talking entire life cycle of the content, right? And it has to be a very intelligent way of handling those informations or those content, so that you can make use of it in the future reference. So it's all starts with the digitization. So the platform to have the capability to digitize complex physical documents, structured, unstructured documents, where you can digitize them and stored in the underlying content platform, right? And then the searchability of these documents, you need to also search them, retrieve them at any given point of time. There should not be any hiccups when it comes to retrieving those informations which is underlying in the document management system. So it has to give you the complete content lifecycle, right? It has to give you the complete informations, who has access to what kind of informations was uploaded, what has been stored in the in the platform. It should be a unified platform. Basically, it should be a centralized repository or the centralized intelligence for the organizations to retrieve, access those information at any given point of time. And also the collaboration is required. When we are talking about the documents, it's not about just documents having its own journey, but we are also talking about the collaboration between different stakeholders through those documents. So if let's say I have uploaded some documents that needs to be reviewed by other users, add their comments, views. So this is a constant process that goes through across the organization. So there, the platform should be capable of handling those kind of collaboration, sharing, not just internal but also to the external users. The versions, archival, compliance, again, these are the critical areas where all the the strategies need to be built around. So if you can't track the informations or the changes that is being made on the documents or the content, you would not be able to know what is happening within the organizations or what information has been changed over a period of time. And it should automate the process. Basically, the whole objective is to automate, digitize, and reduce the manual intervention at a lower cost, high effective solution. So it has to have a complete roadmap for it. And it should be a platform where you can get the all sort of features like reminders, alerts, where the users get notified about different activities performed by different users. And the last comes the integration part of it. The systems should blend with different application within the organization, so you don't face any challenges when the informations are being routed to the different stakeholders. And here also comes the AI part, right? Especially on the digitization of the documents. When the documents are being digitized, you also need to understand how to digitize, extract the values, especially for the solution like accounts payable. You need to extract the key informations from the invoices. So that's where the AI component comes in and help you to automate the entire process, right? And what are the key benefits you should focus while building the content strategy, right? So these are, yes,
Sorry to
Asma.
intervene. Yes, I have a question. Like for me,
Yeah.
like because we know that organizations like they already have like thousands or even like millions of documents.
Hmm.
Like, but for me, it's not that
Right.
clear. Like where they should, for example, start without feeling like overwhelmed. The process of
Yeah.
this digitalization to move from this
Yes.
paper like
So
environment.
it should always start. Right, right. That's a valid question, and most of the times the organizations are trying to answer that question, right? Big time. So, though they should always evaluate which are the critical areas for the business, right? So, from the compliance standpoint, from the document volume, from the business perspective, so it should be from all the angles. It should not be from one department or one, the one information, but what generally we are trying to do with this kind of the content management platform is we are helping to streamline the content and make it available digitally, right? So now the organization has to identify which content is critical for their business, right? Be it the finance document which is impacting their business, or eventually getting them fined for not meeting those compliances set by the governing bodies. So they need to identify which are the critical areas, right? So generally in our understanding, what we have seen is the critical areas are the financial documents, which are very critical for any organization. They need to be well maintained. Even across the UAE, there is a norm that uh, given by the FTA, where you need to store the documents for 5 to 7 years. So they need to have those financial documents, managed securely, and that should be accessed at any given point of time. So, and then eventually they can extend the platform to different departments, different users, different use cases can come in the play. And similarly, for the construction industry, it can be the engineering. engineering drawings, right? So those kind of documents are very critical for them, that they need to be stored, managed in a secure way. So it depends all on this industry, what type of the business they are doing in, what type of documents they are handling. So it depends on, that's where we come in the picture, and we help the organizations to identify the critical areas so that they can start with one department and extend across the organization.
Mm. Okay, clear. So they need like to focus on high value like documents first or content, and then like instead like of
Yes,
digitalizing everything at
correct.
once, right? Mm. Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
So to get the most of the content strategy, so one has to identify the key challenges, key problem statement, and work around it. And also the
you.
benefit of having a content strategy in place is that you can streamline entire your content journey, right? Manage the life cycle, and also cut down your processing time, right? Let's
Mm.
say you're processing the vendor payment, okay, and there is a norm that you need to pay within 15 working days, and if you fail to meet those the compliance guidelines, you would be in a trouble, right? It's all depending on, business is basically the relationship that you have with your external and internal stakeholders. So it should be managed well, and those information has to be, and those informations which are available in the different format, right? On email, uh, PDF, Excels, or those all information should be available to the users, and it should be stored in a way that can be accessed, and within access to with a click of a button, right? Those all those information should be available to the users at any given point of time. So those are the critical areas, that helps helps the organization with a right content strategy. And when you're building the content strategy, there is a success roadmap for it. You beyond the ROI, there are certain parameters that you need to look for it, right? If you are looking for an good ROI on your investment, so any organization should try to identify what are the problem statement they are trying to solve with the content strategy, right? So when we say content strategy, is basically we are trying to help the organizations to adapt the content, the management approach, which will eventually help them to get the maximum out of it, right? So they need to understand the problem statement, what is the challenges they are facing right now, if they are not going with the content strategy, and what type of content or the departments are in a dire need of it, right? So they need to understand that. They need to have an internal evaluation within the organizations and figure out the best, the problem statement which need immediate attention. So and the second part would be, identifying what type of the infrastructure or the operations they would like to go for. So it all comes with a capex and opex model, right? So there are on-prem solutions, there are SaaS solutions, and also it not just about the on-prem or SaaS. The platform has to be a scalable platform, right? When the volume, when the organization is growing, you also need a scalable platform where you can store, manage all sort of documents, and analyzing the scope, like what type of users you need, what type of compliance you want to make, what documents, what volumes, migration, if there is any migration, if any digitization is required. So all those things has to be factored in the scope when they deal with the vendors, or they try to build the content strategy. And content reach, what type of accessibility is required at the user level, while the documents are being sent extensively to the external stakeholders, or within the organizations, or what sort of security or the encryption is required on those documents, while there is an exchange of information happening within the stakeholder, within internal stakeholder or the external one. So they need to have the security checks. So because we are talking about the highly sensitive information, right, which cannot be misused by the wrong hand. So you also need to envision the folder structure. So you need to have a defined folder structure for a different sort of departments, right? From uh, be it the finance department, be it the marketing, or all other department. There has to be a structured folder where the documents can be stored for the user references, right? And along with the metadata and indexing, this is a critical area, right? When you're storing the documents, we are not just storing the documents, we are also trying to get the metadata or doing the indexing on the documents so that you have the information available along with the documents, and identify the daily task, how the documents are moving, if there is any digitization required on a day-to-day activity, or all your informations or all your content are available on the digital format. So these are the six key areas to need to be identified before going for any content management platform. And it also helps you to have a complete success roadmap, which will eventually give you the maximum ROI uh, on your investment. So let me also take you through one of the use cases which we have implemented for one of the insurance company, right? So they eventually started with one department for the claims, and then they extended to various departments. So what we are doing here is we have integrated the NewgenONE platform with uh, uh, the core system of the insurance company, right, where documents are being uploaded from the core application and also retrieved or viewed by the users from the core application, right? And these are the approaches that it is integrated through an API approach, and all the rights are being managed within the organizations, and uh, meeting the compliance requirement as well, or be it audit trail, version control, all the informations, all the required compliance are met with the platform. And also the benefit that the organization could get after implementing the ECM or the content management platform is that they could reduce the time spent on searching the documents, retrieving the informations, and not just time, but when you're saving time, you are eventually also saving money or the cost of having manually managed informations within the organization. So that was a quick introduction, the how the industry has evolved, and what are the primary use cases of the content service platforms, and how the organization should plan their strategy when it comes to the content platform, content management and platform. So we'll also understand how NewgenONE ECM is helping different organizations. I'll hand over this to Mr. Devinder to take over, and we'll hear from him. And I'll be happy to answer if there is any question from our audience here.
Yeah, Mr. Devinder, yeah, please let us know based on your experience, like what are the technologies that are now in the market and how this is like helping really like organizations to move forward. Can you hear us, Mr. Devinder?
Yeah, I can. I can. Is there any questions for me?
Can you just please let us know like what's your input regarding this topic, and like based because you have like a really like good experience with NewgenONE, and let us know how this is like affecting like modern businesses nowadays, and how to overcome like this paper thing, like all like obstacles that organizations are suffering from now.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Asmi. So, of course, the biggest change that I must say that the customer, you see, no longer view the content management as a digital filing cabinet today, right? So they now expect the content to actively participate in the business process. I mean, this I'm talking about the ECM platform. So organizations, they want informations to be instantly accessible. The context awareness should be there, and they are capable of driving the decisions. So today's expectation is not just you see storing the documents, but transforming the content into an actionable business intelligence. Now that improves the customer experience, productivity, and the compliance, which Sushil has just narrated in the entire story. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well said, Devinder, Mr. Devinder. And we have been dealing with a lot of customers around the globe, right? They face a lot of challenges, and that's what we are trying to solve with NewgenONE platform. And I think our audiences will also be interested to explore the NewgenONE platform. What are the new enhancements on the platform, right? When it comes to the AI component and how this integrates or blends well with the internal ecosystem, right? So that is a critical factor, not just scanning and storing the documents, but managing entire content lifecycle, and also having a bridge between different applications where those applications can interact with the content, right? So no process is successful without the content. So the process has to have digital content available along with the informations that has to be routed for different stakeholders.
Correct, correct. So the simplest test, if you can take up, right, is whether the AI can solve a measurable business problem. So the genuine AI initiatives improves the key metrics such as the processing time, operation cost, or maybe the employees' productivity, the customer
Right.
satisfaction, or the compliance, right? So if an AI
Mm-hmm.
project cannot demonstrate a clear business outcomes or the ROIs, so it is
Mm-hmm.
likely a hype, right? So organizations should focus on to the practical use cases that
Mm-hmm.
augments the human decision making rather than adopting the AI simply because it is trending, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take you through the presentation, right? That what
Right.
we are coming up with, so that will give
Right.
you a more clarity onto what we are up to.
Yes.
So I think Sushil, you can
Rightly pointed.
continue
Yes.
with the slides, right? So that will be better.
Okay. All right. So rightly pointed, I think to have a successful AI use cases implemented, the primary thing is to have the structured information available, or structured data, because 70 to 90% of the informations are unstructured in any organization. So that complete streamline is required for any organization to have a successful AI implementation as well. And I think the content management platform helps the organization to streamline all those unstructured informations and make it available for different use cases.
I have a
Absolutely.
question for you guys. Like generally, like before, like implementing a centralized like repository, like how much time, like do employees typically like spend searching for documents?
Well, you see, with the help of Newgen OCR capabilities or the extraction capabilities, right, it takes a split of a time to extract the data. Now, with the AI component that we have introduced, right, all the extractions can be done. Is the moment you upload the document, all the required indexing parameters that you wish to extract, that can be populated quickly, automatically with the help of AI capabilities that we do have. Right, so that's the difference,
Right.
right? Earlier, it was, you see, difficult to track, or maybe the accuracy level was not up to the mark. But now with an
Right.
AI, you see the accuracy level has gone drastically up, maybe
Right.
touching to the tune of 90 to 95%, and that's what
Right.
the expectation is.
Right. 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 And also it is evolving over a period of time, so it's a learning platform. So more certain set of documents come in on a daily basis, so eventually the accuracy goes higher, and it helps the businesses to streamline when it comes to extracting the valued information from any sort of documents.
Correct, correct, Sushil.
That's
So I
great.
think we should take them, I mean, to the audience that what
Right.
Newgen is up to.
Yeah.
And you see,
I'm
these
just
are the key highlights as you can see on the slides, right? So Newgen is almost now 35 years instead of 33, I should say 35 now,
mhm,
right? And purely a product-based company. We have been into the ECM, BPM, and CCM domain for last 35 years, predominantly into the BFSI segments. Of course, touching on all the enterprise solutioning, the government, the telecom, the oil and gas, right? So we have got a huge case studies available with us, and we have been certified as a great place to work for years together, right? Having a
right.
presence in 8 countries, Of course, not only in the BFSI, we have our domain expertise in 17 verticals. So last year, 62 new logos have been introduced by Newgen, right? And almost us, you see, employee strength is touching to the tune of 4,600, right? So that's what we stand. And of course, our products are being applauded by various big analysts like Gartner, Forrester. We've been consistently been there in their reports, right? And of course, the patent, almost 55 patents Newgens have filed, right? Majority of them coming from the mobility segment.
Right. And also,
And
I think the
yeah,
Newgen platforms are vertical agnostic, right? Though we may see the 17 verticals, but we have experience, working with Newgen. So the platform can be used in a different ways to meet the different use cases for different industry. So from regulated industry to unregulated, unorganized industry, we are working with all of them. So the key factor is that the Newgen platforms are vertically agnostic, be it the ECM platform or the low code platform. It can be used in a different for a different use cases across the
correct.
vertical. Yeah,
That's true.
right.
Yeah, and Mr. Devinder, I have another question for you. Like, so after like these 35, you said like years in the industry, like, what do you think has like changed most dramatically in the customer expectations around content, like content management? Like, what are like the new expectations from customers that we're not like asking for like 5 years ago?
Well, you see, 5 years ago, if you talk about, we discussed was focused on to the datations, the document storage, right? Now, today, the customer asking how AI can understand, summarize, classify, and extract the insights from the content automatically. I mean, that's the major ask that we have encountered.
Hmm.
So they want the conversational access to the enterprise knowledge. Predictive recommendations should be there. Seamless integrations across the system should be available, and the ability to derive the business value from the unstructured informations without manual intervention. Right. So that's what you see. We've been monitoring the change that is happening around us.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. Uh,
Okay.
Mr. Devinder, if you would like to quickly give us the background of Newgen
Yeah,
one
yeah,
and
of course.
the new enhancements. Yeah.
So of course, you see the backbone is the products, right? So as I pointed out earlier, the backbones are the ECM. So we have been termed as a leader last year in ECM by Forrester. That indicates a world-class product as far as the capabilities are concerned. Again, the BPM tool, which we call it as NewgenONE, right? It's a no-code, low-code platform which can create, design all your complex processes, right? Touching around the commercial loan, if I talk about banking or trade finance, or maybe in insurance, a claim process, or accounts payable, receivable. So you touch upon any complex process, the BPM tool NewgenONE is capable of designing all that. And then, of course, we have a communication tool, CCM, which is capable of designing any kind of communications, may it be a bulk kind of communication that you wish to create, or maybe an interactive kind of communication that you wish to create, or maybe on-demand kind of communications that you wish to create. So all that is in place, right? So we have these tried and tested product available with us. But now, since you see AI is coming a big way, so Newgen has also added up those components, the AI components, right? So I'll try to just highlight those areas, right? Marvin is one of them, right? So Marvin provides you an ability to design the process, right, automatically without manual intervention. So it gives you a quick structure, right? If you say I want to design accounts payable, so you use the Marvin, right? So the basic structure will be available to you in shape of the process flow, in shape of the what parameters you need, right? The forms for data entry that you need, the reports that you need, all that will be readily available to you, right? And from the end user who is working on it, they can ask questions regarding any application that is in flow, That makes the task easier, not only for the developer, but the end user also. Now, that's where we are bringing up value right from with the help of Marvin. Second component is Harper, right? So Harper is again, you see, another component that has been introduced, which basically helps you in evaluating the customer, right? So if you need to evaluate or you want some recommendation from the system, so it will help you. So basically, the data analysis will come up to you in an improved way, right? So that's what the Harper has been doing. And then Lumen, the last component, which is the intelligent processing, all the extraction that you normally do is been taken up by Lumen. All the intelligent document processing, I must say, the segregation, the classification of the documents that you may talk about, right? So that all comes under the Lumen uh, EC domain. So that's how these three major AI component are been there, which affects all the products, right? Maybe your ECM, the Omnidocs, your BPM, the NewgenONE, or the CCM, which is a communication tool. It touch upon all these three products and hence add values to what you're trying to design in any given process. Uh, can we slide, Sushil?
Yes.
So this is what the advantage that we want to bring up. So as I said, that the business advantage is that all these components, particularly the Marvin, I must say, because that's coming up a big way. So it works on all the offerings, the BPM, ECM, or the CCM, right? It helps you and hence bring values, right? Maybe you are trying to design a process, maybe you want to upload a document and then automatically want to extract the data or index the document to search, or maybe you want to summarize a document, right? A 100-page document, you want to know in a one page, I should get a summary of it, and hence I can jump to conclusions quickly. So all that is a business advantage that you will get. And of course, from the technical perspective, how it works, of course, the data that has been available to you, that has been processed first and converted into you see a JSON language or whatever the LLM understand. Now that's been pre-defined or pre-configured, and once you see it is available in an acceptable data format, then we can interact with the LLM like ChatGPT or Llama, and then all the processing data from the LLM we can receive back, which can be produced in our platforms. So this is how it all goes. Yes. Now, this slide talks about the BPM tool, the NewgenONE tool, where the designing takes place, right? So it helps you in designing the process. You just type a name like here, you can see a dispute resolution process, right? And then you can just mention the category and in which geography you want to use, right? So geography also affects the process and how it has been designed in a different geographies, right? So that element is also been taken into consideration. And the most important one is the prompt section, right? Where you give your input, the way you give it in a chat GPT, right? On similar lines, you have to give your prompt. The better your prompt, you see, equally better will be the outcome, the process that you want to design. So on these lines, right, the way you are interacting with your LLMs, right, on a similar way, this will also help you in designing any given process, right? So this and you can regenerate, keep on fine tuning it, right, till the time you get the perfect outcome which you are looking for. So that's how the designing will take place, right? Similarly, the reporting part or the data, if you want to design, or the forms, if you wish to design, all will be taken up by Marvin. That's for the BPM. Next slide is for the ECM. Now, if you are talking about the ECM, the content, the documents that you deal with. So, first of all, it will help you in categorizing your documents, right? So the moment you get 10 documents, it will help you in segregating and classifying them. This is your passport, this is your national ID, this is your electricity bill, this is your driving license. So system will categorize it. That's one area where you will get the effect of Marvin. Second is the auto filling of the data. You upload a document. Now the system will intelligently suggest that what should be the indexing parameter against this document. So it will select those selected parameters which can suit to the document you are going to upload. And not only select, but it will also populate the indexing fields. So your searching becomes easier. And of course, the summarizing, you have a 100-page document, you want to know the gist of it, the crux of it. So it will summarize it in a single page, and you may know that what exactly this document means to you. Maybe there are agreements, which may be for 50 pages. You want to know the clauses, so you can easily summarize. Similarly, you can question it. The document that you're uploading, maybe again a 50-page or 100-page document, you want to know certain clauses, what are there in the agreement. So you can answer, you can get the answer quickly. So this is how you see Marvin has been used effectively in the ECM platform. And last into the CCM, can we move to the next slide?
Yes.
So of course, in the CCM also, it will work on a similar lines. It will draft the content that you wish to design, maybe a statement you want to design, maybe a letter you want to design, an invoice you want to design. So again, Marvin will help you on those lines. So that's how you see the changes are happening. And this slide also talks about on the same line, right? Traditionally, how the ECM was been used and how now people are using it. So in earlier days, you see there was a one single interface to allow user to manage and access the content. But now there are hundred of front-end applications to access the content, right? That's how it has been done. Now there are more you see videos that have been uploaded, right, which your tool must be available to manage those huge volumes that are incorporating, right, and with the help of videos you should be able to extract the informations also, what it is asking for or what it is conveying. So that's how the change is happening in ECM, right, and how the people are looking at it. Next slide.
I have a question for this, Mr. Devinder. So, like for organizations like that are still like relying on the traditional way of like managing documents, like what is the biggest risk like of not modernizing?
Can you come again?
Yes, like for like the organizations that are still relying on the manual process, and there's
Hmm.
still like just relying on the traditional way of processing the documents. Like, what is their like the biggest risk that they can face if not like if they don't, for example, modernize their processes or workflow?
Okay. So the biggest risk is becoming the information rich, but insight poor, right? That's what see I feel like. The traditional ECM system stores the content, right? Effectively, I must say, but the modern business demands the intelligent access, right? Not only access, but the automation and the AI readiness, right? So organizations that delay the modernization often face a slower decision making, higher operational cost, fragmented information, which are working in silos, and reduced ability to leverage the AI initiatives, right? So that's what I feel like that's a problem because their contents remain inaccessible and they are disconnected for any business process that they've been working on. So that's how you see it is impacting.
Yeah, that's yeah, makes sense. There's a lot of things to keep like updated. Like
Mhm. Correct.
yeah. Thank you, Mr. Devender. You can continue.
Yeah. So moving on, you see, Newgen, if I talk about the ECM, right? So ECM, we provide you end-to-end solution, right? Right from capturing the documents, right? So you have physical documents, so you need to capture the document, right? So our system has you see a scanning tool which can scan the documents in bulk, where you compress the size of the image, you can do the quality analysis of the document, right? and multiple formats of the document can be accepted. The indexing can be done in the scanning tool itself. So all that is available as far as the capturing of the physical records are concerned. That is first area in the ECM. Second is sometimes you want to create a flow also. So we do have the BPM tool for the workflow, but sometimes we need a small linear workflows also, like for maker checker concept or validating a document. So we do have a processing, you see, flow also in ECM, which can be generated, right? So that's again an area where the uh, you see, processes can be designed, the document-based approval can happen, right? Annotations can be planted. So all that approval mechanism can take place. So that's a processing area. And then, of course, you need a storage, and you need that storage should happen in a very secured manner. It should be an encrypted format, and if needed, you can integrate the electronic document with the physical records which might be placed in a warehouse, right? So we also provide you a record management system where your physical records can be managed and can be integrated with your electronic records. So if you wish to, let's say I want a physical copy of of the electronic record which currently I'm processing, so I can ask it from here itself. I can send a request to the warehouse in charge to get that physical copy. So that's how the management of the physical records can also happen. And last and not the least, the integration part. So we have connectors for popular applications. We can integrate ECM with any third-party tool, maybe your core banking system, maybe your ERP systems, or maybe you want to integrate with Outlook. Your emails can be archived straight away, or with the Teams you want to integrate, or with your SharePoint you want to integrate. So all that connectors are readily available to you. So that's how we stand, right, as far as managing your physical records are concerned. So that's an end-to-end solution that we provide through our ECM platform, which we call it as Eondocs. Yes, next slide. Of course, the inception can happen through multiple channels.
Yes, and there we're still having just like 2 minutes left. If we can
Yeah,
make it like short for our attendees. Yeah,
yeah.
thank
So
you.
I think you see, Newgen ECM platform, as you can see, is capable of integrating with all the popular applications, like you can see on the slide. With
Mm.
Guidewire, we have a connector. With SAP, with Mambu, with Infosys, Salesforce, all connectors are available to you.
Mm.
Yes, next slide. Yes,
So
Sushil, can you move to next slide?
I think Sushil have a problem on
Okay,
connection.
no worries.
Mm.
So
Okay.
basically, what we are trying to convey that the ECM product suite
Mm.
not only is you see a platform to store and manage your documents, but then it can be integrated with your third-party tools, and the people sitting on the third-party tool can view the documents which are stored in our ECM platform, right? So
Mm.
that's how you see a complete end-to-end solutions are available to you.
Mm.
Yes, over to you, Asma.
Sorry.
I say over to you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're still having like 1 minute left. There is a lot of discussion like to talk about this topic. It's a very rich topic, and it's like the trend nowadays. I would like just make it short for our attendees. So if you're working in an organization where like your documents are not like are not helping you like make decisions like or make your decisions move faster, or like they are slowing you down, just like think of what could be the reason, and yeah, just look for a solution for that, because like the solution can be just around you. And yes, I would love to thank you all so much for attending the webinar. We'll still have like more webinars coming in the next month, so stay tuned. More topics are like more discussions about this topic are coming next like during the next months. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Devinder. Sushil have left us. I think he has like a connection problem. And thank you for everyone who's joined today.
Thank you, Asma, and thank you everybody out there. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Have a nice day.